Yes, now, bless now, people. Don't forget to rest now. Des at King of the Pit TV signing in. Yo, for this one, I'm going to have to throw it up to the metalheads. We're going to have a look into the sign of the horns today, alright, people? Going to do a little bit of learning, see if there's anything worth commenting on. Let's have a quick dig. The sign of the horns is a hand gesture with a variety of meanings and used in various cultures. It's formed by extending the index and little fingers whilst holding the middle and ring fingers down with the thumb. So we've got a demonstration there. If you didn't know how to throw the horns, people. And now let me give you a few variations of the horns, yeah? So we got the standard. Oh, you got the one. Yes, rock on, brother. We can go for the double horns. Oh, fucking Slayer. This next one's my favourite. The telephone horns. With the wiggle. I think that's rad. Groovy. Surfer. Come on now. We got the two hand. Come on, that's when you need to really enforce that message that's being sent. And then when you get another fella involved, you get both of their fists in between. You see where I'm coming from? Yes now, people. That's what I'm talking about. If you've got any variations to them, let me know, alright? I'm always looking to add more horns to my arsenal. So, we're not... Oh, actually, we've got all sorts of information here. The sign of the horns is used during religious rituals in Wicca to invoke or represent the horned god. Who the hell is the horned god? One of two primary deities found in Wicca and some related forms of neo-paganism. It predates Wicca and it's nothing to do with what we're talking about today. In LaVeyan Satanism, the sign of the horns is used as a traditional salutation, either for informal or ritual purposes. Here we go. Before we get into the metal, let's have a look at who you could potentially offend by throwing the horns. In many Mediterranean and Latin countries such as Colombia, Greece, Italy, Portugal, Spain and Mexico, when directed towards someone pointed upwards and or swiveled back and forth, the sign offensively implies cuckoldry in regard to the targeted individual. The common words for cuckolded in Greek, Italian, Spanish and Portuguese are respectively caratas, cornuto, cornudo and corno, literally meaning horned one. As previously stated above, in Italy and certain other Mediterranean countries, the sign, often when pointed downwards, but occasionally also upwards, can serve as a talismanic gender to ward off bad luck. However, the positioning of the hand sign and in context... Right, cool. Well, there you go. There you go, people. Yeah. Be careful when you're seeing an Italian band performer. Contemporary use by musicians and actors. Here we go. This is some old school stuff here. In 27, recorded by the New Orleans Owls, throwing the horns. On 78 RPM, Columbia 1261D, it has a humorous vocal by two of the band members. Ike Turner told in an interview that he used the sign in his piano playing on Howlin' Wolf's blues songs. How Many More Years in 51. Well, there we go. As far as music is concerned, that might be the debut of Throwing the Horns. Marlon Brando makes the sign while singing Look Be a Lady. Let's just get to the metal, man. The 1969 back album cover for Witchcraft Destroys Minds and Reaps Souls on Mercury Records by Chicago-based psychedelic occult rock band Coven, led by singer Jinx Dawson, pictured Coven band members giving the sign of the horns. According to a Facebook post by Dawson, she used the sign as early as late 67 when Coven started, to which she posted a photo showing her giving the sign on stage. Have we got the album cover here? I ain't got the horns on the album cover. Did it say that? It's the back album cover. Do we have? It don't even show you the back album cover. I'm kind of gutted about that. On the cover of the Beatles' Yellow Submarine album in '69, the cartoon of John Lennon's right hand is making the sign above Paul McCartney's head. Some fans interpreted this as one of the many supposed Paul is dead clues. Bro, shall we have a look at that afterwards? We're going to have a look at that. how much information we got. Wow, we've got a lot of information on that. Yo, let me know if you want to see the Paul McCartney's Dead conspiracy. I don't know much about that one. Some may think it's possible that the cartoonist misrepresented the sign for I love you, which is similar and more in keeping with the band's public message and image. However, the 69 cartoon is based on many photos of John Lennon making the hand sign in 67. One of these photos of Lennon doing the hand sign appears on the cover of a Beatles single released shortly after, making it the first time the hand sign appears on a rock release. The sign is also used in various Disney movies, concealing the medieval... okay, who cares? Where we're getting to the metal. Beginning of the early 70s, the horns were known as the P-Funk sign to fans of Parliament Funkadelic. What's the deal of this then? Because I know about Parliament Funkadelic. It's a collective of rotating musicians. Because I know about Funkadelic, but I always hear Parliament mentioned as well, but I had never understood the correlation between the two. It was used by George Clinton and Bootsy Collins as the password to the mothership, a central element in Parliament's science fiction mythology, and fans used it in return to show their enthusiasm for the band. Collins is depicted showing the P-Funk sign on the cover of his 77th album. The name is Bootsy Baby. Right. Heavy metal culture, right? We're on the money now. Thank you for your patience, people. Ronnie James Dio was known as popularising the sign of the horns in heavy metal. He claimed his Italian grandmother used it to ward off the evil eye. I've got an evil eye behind me, which is known in Italy as Malocchio. Dio began using the sign soon after joining the metal band Black Sabbath in 79. The previous singer in the band, Ozzy Osbourne, was rather well known for using the peace sign at concerts, raising the index and middle finger in the form of a V. Dio, in an attempt to connect with the fans, wanted to similarly use the hand gesture. However, not wanting to copy Osbourne, he chose to use this sign his grandmother always made. The horns became famous in metal concerts very soon after Sabbath's first tour with Dio. The sign would later be appropriated by heavy metal fans. Well, there you go, people. That tends to be the story. I mean, I've never read it in so much depth, but as far as Dio popularising it, yeah. Geezer Butler of Black Sabbath can be seen raising the horns in a photograph taken in 69. The photograph is included in a CD booklet of the Symptom of the Universe, the original Black Sabbath 70-78 compilation album. This would indicate that there had been some association between the horns and heavy metal before Dio's popularisation of it. When asked if he was the one who introduced the hand gesture to the metal subculture, Dio said in a 2001 interview, oh gosh, a lot of writing here. I doubt very much if I was the one who ever did that. That's like saying I invented the wheel. I'm sure somebody did that over at some point, right? I used it so much all the time and it had become my trademark until the Britney Spears audience decided to do it as well. There we go, that's interesting. I wonder why the Britney Spears audience were using it. Maybe that was a piss take or something, who knows? Gene Simmons of the rock group Kiss attempted to claim the devil horns gesture for his own. Gene Simmons, filthy rich. I wonder how much money Gene Simmons has got, because they're known for selling out. That was the sellout band. Attempting to claim the devil horns for his own. According to CBS News, Simmons filed an application on June 16, 2017. With the, it actually bothers me, does that? What a scumbag. With the United States Patent and Trademark Office for a trademark on the hand gesture he regularly shows during concerts and public appearances. Thumb, index and pinky fingers extended, with the middle and ring fingers folding down. According to Simmons, this hand gesture was the first commercially used by him in 74. He is claiming the hand gesture should be trademarked for entertainment, namely live performances by a musical artist and personal appearances by a musical artist. Simmons abandoned this application. Whatever. The Japanese kawaii metal band, if that's how you pronounce it, Baby Metal, uses the kitsune sign, their own variation of the sign of the horse, symbolising their personal deity, the fox god. The middle ring finger and thumb join at the tips to form the snout, the extended. Alright, cool. Let's have a look. How do you do that? It doesn't show you, does it? Right, as a gang hand sim, the sign of the horns hand gesture is used in criminal gang subcultures to indicate membership or affiliation with Mara Salvatrucha, The significance is both the resemblance of the inverted devil horns to the Latin letter M, and in the broader demonic connotation, the fierceness and nonconformity. Sorry, that was a hard thing to read there. Let's have a quick dig. Alright, so that's MS-13, an international criminal gang that originated in LA in the 80s. Yeah, MS-13 use the horns. Then we've got sports culture, which I don't think many people really care about. And that's about it. Cool. So, yeah, next time you raise the horns, be careful because you could be calling someone a cuck, right? So that was it, a brief overview. I learnt a couple of things, a little bit of depth in regards to why Dio popularised it, and a little revision of Gene Simmons trying to trademark it, because I forgot about that. That came and went, did that. Very interesting. Right, let's keep things moving, people. One love.